I honestly do think that Cotton is one of the best written characters in all of television. And unfortunately, it is because he is such a terrible person, husband, and father as to why that makes him so fascinating. Obviously, there is no excuse for Cotton, especially how he treats others like his son Hank, but when the show explains Cotton's history, it really does explain a lot. The reality is, Cotton avoided any emotional connection because he did not want to confront his emotional trauma from war, which is why I kind of pointed out earlier for how fucked up his stories are and how unrealistic they seem. The fact of the matter that they're actually true is actually insane. Despite the barbarism, Khan tells these stories because he's proud of them. But that is in essence the point of the joke, is that war is so terrible, it's such a tragic environment that it brings out the ultimate worst in people, and it allows them to commit such heinous acts that we actually believe that they're not real. And because of which he had to do so much to survive, he built this defiant persona. In short, he had to put himself above others in order to survive, which he did. And not only that did he survive the most bloodiest conflict in human history, moreover, he was decorated for it, even with America's highest honors. I mean, that's going to be really reinforcing when it comes to your psyche. And this is specifically the focal point of the episode where he tries to rehabilitate Peggy when she has her skydiving accident and she can't walk again. And this is for those who say, whoever questioned Cotton's achievements in war, this is the episode specifically where they only do that. While Cotton's trying to rehabilitate her, he's telling her all of his war stories in an effort to motivate her, and they're just so out there that they sound fictional, and Peggy believes that he's only just saying this shit in order to insult her. And it's even more insulting because it doesn't even seem like she'll be able to even walk again. But this is where we truly learn about Cotton as a person. Cotton is so defiant that he legitimately forced himself to walk. He himself was told that he was never going to walk again, and out of spite and hatred for the doctor, he forced himself how to walk again. And when we learn about all these different stories about Cotton during the war, it makes sense, and makes sense as to why they're true, because he's just that defiant. So it makes sense why he's the only one that believes that he can help Peggy. And it's even more crazy when he turns out to be right. Just as he had hatred and defiance towards the doctor and used that as motivation to walk again, Peggy had hatred and defiance towards him, and it forced her to walk again. Which ultimately is why this rivalry between these two is probably one of the best ever portrayed in television. In so many ways are they so opposite, but in so many more are they similar. The scene where Peggy calls Cotton out on his deathbed was so well needed, because she calls him out exactly for who he is. And she knew exactly what to say to him because she knew exactly who he was. She literally tells him that she hopes that he lives because he's created his own hell on earth. And out of spite, literally, he chooses to die only to piss her off because he's just that defiant.